Okay, so what can I say about Grand Theft Auto 3 that hasn't already been said? Grand Theft Auto 3 was the first Grand Theft Auto game that was 3D and truly open world. The old Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 were also open world, but it was more of a top-down perspective. But this is truly where the revolution of the Grand Theft Auto franchise started, Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, a lot of people remember Grand Theft Auto Vice City more fondly, but I will always remember this one because it was the first true open world sort of game I ever played. I did play Driver back before then, but it wasn't quite as and Midtown Madness on the PC, but it wasn't quite as open world as this because you can literally do almost anything. You can steal other people's cars, you can go to shops, you can get arrested, you can do all sorts of things on this that you can in like in the real world. And we all know with Grand Theft Auto 5, that's one of the popular games that's out on the modern day systems. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 3. So I'm just going to change the options to put it on widescreen. Now, I've just recently purchased this from Steam as a part of a triple pack. It was on sale in Black Friday events for Steam store. If you watch this video before the 1st of December, it should still be on sale. It was only £5 for all three. That included Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So I thought that was a bargain, £5 for all three. The game should work on all modern systems, including ones running Windows 10. Because the games are very old now, it should work on most laptops as well. Even with Intel chipsets, Nvidia would be better. But yeah, so this is Grand Theft Auto 3, and yeah, I'll always love this game. So I'm playing it at the moment and capturing it via Game Bar for Windows 10. And yeah, you can even have 1080p and 4K resolutions on this version. That would have been insane back in the day. I think I used to play 800 by 600. And even then it was running quite slow, but I did have not the most beefiest PC at the time. I had a AMD Duron 1200 with 512 megabytes of SD RAM, and or was it DDR? It might have been DDR1, and an Nvidia TI200 graphics card. And that broke, I think, and then I had an Nvidia MX440, and that was even worse. But yeah, okay, so this is it running on my Windows 10 machine, and as you can see, the frame rate is excellent. I've actually got this set up as 1080p, so yeah, it looks the part. I had to install a patch before because originally the cars was all dark, but now, as you can see, the cars are the right colours with the patch. That's easily found online. So if you do get the triple pack from Steam and you do have a problem with all the cars looking like a sort of black colour or dark colour, then there is a patch available that you just copy into the rooted Grand Theft Auto 3 install folder, and that sorts the problem out. So yeah, let's take Misty to Luigi's Club. So you can have this internal sort of number plate view, a more retro above view, and this close up behind the car view. Now on the PC version, the game controls with the mouse and keyboard WSAD, or you can plug in a joypad for more console feel. But yeah, I do like the WSAD and mouse control. It seems to work well. So yeah, just completed the mission, and so the games goes. You can either do the storyline and go through all the missions, or you can just cause complete carnage. Now you'll notice I keep pulling the MP3 player on. It's because I've copied a load of YouTube audio library songs in there to avoid copyright. Sadly, I can't play like the original songs of the game, but they are all present on the radio stations. Well, most of them are anyway. Flashback FM was my favourite radio station on the game. It seemed to include songs such as She's on Fire from the Scarface hit movie. and stuff. So yeah, these references to Scarface movie on these games. Well, of course, the graphics look a bit dated compared to what we're used to today, because this game come out all the way back in 2002, I think it was. It was also out at the time on the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox original. The Xbox original was the definitive console port. The PC was the definitive game because of all the modern community and the higher resolutions. But it looks, I'm sure you agree, it looks pretty good in 1080p. You can run this in 4K as well. Just upscales it to 4K, I believe. But my monitor for my PC is only a 1080p monitor. But I did try it on my downstairs television, and 4K does work. Oh god, he's gonna get me again, isn't he? I've got a cab. Oh, he's gonna pull me at the car. He wants his car back, doesn't he? Even though he's walking off. Let's grab this slower. So yeah, just like on any good Grand Theft Auto game, you can steal any vehicle, you can hijack any vehicle. The vehicles do handle differently from one another as well, like the bigger HGVs like this accelerate slower, of course, just like in real life. The ambulance controls crazy on this game, I'm not sure why. You can like do crazy loops and jumps and stuff with the ambulance. It's really fast as well, the ambulances. So yeah, you can see that the graphics do look a bit dated up to today's standards, but yeah, it's still, I still think it looks superb. My favourite of the Grand Theft Auto franchise has to be the new one, Grand Theft Auto 5, but this is one of my all-time favourites as well. Great memories on this game. You can see that the level of detail is pretty impressive for PlayStation 2 either. Okay, so let's grab the fire truck. So you can, each of the emergency services vehicles you can steal also have got their own separate missions if you want to play through them. I think they earn you money. Even though you've just stolen the fire brigade, you can still work for the fire brigade, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, you can do anything that's controversial on these games. I mean, if you remember back in the day, there was games where you couldn't run over the pedestrians, they just always leap out the way in time, but on this you can run over literally anyone, which is quite controversial, to be honest, and I think maybe they did try and get the game banned at one point, but that wasn't successful. Grand Theft Auto 5, the latest one, is very controversial and very violent and shocking at times actually. But yeah, okay, so, oh you fuck. So let's get out the way of the cops. Leg it, so yeah, the more wanted stars you get, obviously the more law enforcement tries to capture you. You can get up to 5 wanted stars, and then they start sending in the army with helicopters and stuff, which it's quite cool for a game of this age. It was very groundbreaking for the time. Nothing like it had been done before. I mean, like I did mention earlier, you did have Driver before it, Driver 1 and 2, but it wasn't quite on this level. And it was sort of like the dream for a lot of people to be able to play a game where it's completely open world like this. And yeah, quite superb at the time. I think it got really high scores of the day, like 97% or something. Even though the PC version wasn't very well optimised at the time, it did suffer from quite a bit of lag on even powerful machines, probably because what I think the game streams from the hard drive as you play it, which with old hard drive controllers such as old IDE, ATA 66 or even 100 ATA 100 based controllers, sometimes the game would suffer quite a bit from stuttering and stuff. The game's original specifications, it only requires 128 megabytes of RAM. With 128 megabytes of RAM and 800 megahertz Athlon, for example, there was a lot of lag. I think 512 megabytes of RAM would have been much more better for the game. So yeah, you can jump over the ramps and literally drive on the train tracks up here if you want to. You can do absolutely anything, it's so much fun. It's not sort of on a rail that you've got to go through the missions or anything. If you don't want to play the game for the missions, the storyline, you can just cause havoc and just do whatever you want in this online, not online, it's not an online game, sorry, this open world. And yeah, it's just a fantastic game, and it was just groundbreaking for the time. You can see that there's the plane going, or you just that other direction. There was a plane up in the air. You can fly a plane called the Dodo on this, but it doesn't control very well at all. Everyone who knows Grand Theft Auto 3 will know how hard the Dodo plane was to fly. It wasn't really designed for flying planes and flying vehicles like the Grand Theft Auto new versions are. It was just like an additional bonus, if you like, in this one. But yeah, they use a plane on the game called the Dodo. It is findable, and it's very hard to control. It's sort of like a fine art to control it. It's not like a normal flight simulator where you can just choose up, you can just fly. You had to use this weird control method of flying it, and it was really difficult. I mean, there was sort of like competitions back in the day of how long you could keep the Dodo up in the air, and that's how difficult it was if they had to make competitions for it. Like sort of world records and stuff for how long. I think there's all for YouTube videos out there where they show people flying the Dodo and how long they can keep it airborne. But yeah, that's Grand Theft Auto 3, a fantastic game, fantastic for the day. And yeah, that's all I can say about it. It's just a fantastic, great game. You can just do what you want. There's weapons, multiple weapons, such as machine guns, normal guns, baseball bats, everything. So yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching this little brief video about Grand Theft Auto 3. Just a superb game, just a superb bit of fun on a Sunday morning. As of this video, it's on sale alongside Vice City and San Andreas on the Steam store for the PC for just £5 for all three. But that won't be on sale for long, but I'm sure it will return to a sale at some point. So if you're watching this on the 29th of November when I upload it, quickly go and grab it if you want it, because the sale ends on the 1st, where all three games return to $14.99 or something along them lines. So £5 for all three games, and they all run on Windows 10. I think is a bit of a bargain. So yep. So I'm going to give Grand Theft Auto 3, no surprises, 10 out of 10 for looks, gameplay, mechanics, everything. It's just a superb game. The only letdown was not very well optimised for retro vintage hardware, but great if you play it on a modern system, because it can handle it perfectly easily. So yep, that's Grand Theft Auto 3. So yeah, I'll leave you with the rest of the video, the rest of the footage, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.
That's completely not. Send the aggressive